Welcome back to Tierra Querida. Today we'll be talking about the 25 essentials for any cruise. If you're interested, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. If you're like me and love to watch a good sunrise or good sunset, you want to make sure to bring a light jacket because when you're out in the ocean and it does get a little bit colder in the morning and in the evening. So make sure you bring that with you. The second thing I want to make sure that you bring with you is a couple of these hydration packets. This one is from the brand Salud. They are hydration and immunity. They have a good variety of flavors. They have pineapple, hibiscus, and watermelon, all kinds of different little packages. Or you can opt out for liquid IV, which you can find at Costco, Amazon, and most of your retail stores. The reason why I consider these little hydration packets as essentials for my personal packing list for really any trip is because if you're drinking a lot of alcohol or you're out in the sun a lot, you tend to drink a lot more water, but then you're not getting everything that you need from that water. So a little packet like, one of these is perfect because they're really small and they don't take up a lot of space in your luggage or your bag or what have you. And they're, add a little flavor to your water and it makes you want to drink even more water. The third item I'm going to mention is packing cubes. These I got on Amazon. They're by Colorful Life, I believe. Cute little bag, and it comes with quite a few of them. I'll link it in the description. This is an item that I did not have for my first cruise, which was a bummer a little bit because I ended up doing a little bit of shopping and I kind of scrambled a little bit on stuffing things and making sure that everything did fit in my bag. And I had to move some things around. But had I had these packing cubes, I think I would have been a little bit less stressed about making sure everything fits in there. One thing I don't recommend is that you take a purse, especially my ladies, because I know purses are cute and what have you, but I would recommend doing one of these crossbody bags. It has a safety zipper, or not really safety zipper, but just a little back pocket here. And it also has two other pockets for you, so you can put all your goodies in here. And I do like this one. It's by True Religion, found it at Nordstrom Rack, because I'm able to put my passport here if I want to, or my money, or whatever other documents that I want to bring with me while I'm out and about. Next, I want to encourage you to bring a pair of comfortable walking shoes. A lot of times these ports are a little bit far away from where everything's at that you may want to see. So a good pair of walking shoes are essential. And even if you're just walking around the cruise, it's nice to be comfortable and you don't have to worry about your feet hurting. If you like to tan on your day-to-day basis or, at home, and you would like to continue doing that while you're on your cruise, make sure that you do bring a good SPF, minimum 30, or I would actually encourage you to go between 50 to 55 for better protection, and that way you're not getting sunburned throughout your cruise because the water, the sun reflects on the water a lot more than when you're on land, so you want to keep your skin good to go for the length of your cruise. If you get sunburnt easily, I encourage you to bring some aloe vera gel because those are really hard to find at the ports or even at the cruise ship. So you want to prevent any burns by wearing your SPF. And if you do get burned, then you have this aloe vera to back you up and keep you nice and cool from sunburn. If you get motion sickness very easily, I do encourage you to bring some medication that ideally doesn't make you drowsy later that day or the next morning. I took some with me because I thought I was going to have some motion sickness, which I don't always get motion sickness, but sometimes I do. Anywho, so yeah, I brought some. I didn't use it, thankfully, but there was 2 times where I was feeling a little bit funky, just because the waters were a little rough. But other than that, I didn't have to use it. But again, if you get motion sickness very easily, I do encourage you to bring you some medication for that. Item number 9 is a copy of all your important paperwork, whether that's your ID or your passport, or you can even take a picture, but I would encourage you to have a paper copy just in case it gets lost or you leave it in your room and you're out in the ports exploring, and you never know when that might come in handy. Regardless of whether or not you use the packing cubes, your clothes will always come out of your luggage with some wrinkles. So I encourage you to get one of these Downy wrinkle releasers spray bottles. They're fairly small and can fit in a small space. And that way you don't have to worry about waiting for the ironing board or figuring out whether or not your cruise has a ironing board space. I did have to use it once while I was on the cruise, but other than that, I was able to call the staff and ask them for the ironing board, and there was no issue with that. But if you are in a pinch, these little guys are super helpful, and I would also encourage you to take a straightener if you're traveling with someone that uses this straightener. Those do come in handy, especially if they're longer. I will link down this little guy and the straightener that I used that helped me when I was in a pinch. Another thing that can come in handy is a long phone charger, because in our room, which I will do a room tour later, but the cords were here and then the bed was like kind of far, so my little phone charger wasn't long enough to reach the bed, which was fine because I really wasn't on my phone. But if you like to be on your phone or like to look over pictures at the end of the day, that does come in handy. Now, while we are on the topic of phone chargers and phones themselves, I encourage you to get one of these battery packs. I had to use it a couple times while I was out on the ports because my phone was dying because I was using it a lot to take pictures. So these come in really handy. These are the Mighty? I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I will link it on the description for you guys in case you're interested in getting one of these. They are a pack of 2, so you can use it, and then your travel buddy can use one as well. Make sure you pack your toiletries as well as your medication. Those are very important, and you do not want to forget. And then when you're on the cruise, you're scrambling to try to find some of those things. This is not a must, but I would encourage you to take a cover up from when you're walking from your room over to the pool area. So another thing that I would encourage you to take is a good sized water bottle. You can get one of those collapsible ones, but I've taken this to many places. It's a little beat up, but it works great and it holds quite a bit of water. When you're walking around town and you need something to keep your water cool, these guys are great at doing that, and you don't have to worry about carrying a bunch of water bottles. If you're traveling somewhere outside the country you live in, you want to make sure you get a travel adapter. I have one. I don't know where it's at right now, but I will link it in the description for you to make sure that you get one before you leave. They are essential, so you want to make sure that you do not leave with one of these. Another thing you might want to take with you is some laundry pods. I know that some of the cruise lines have a laundry room, and then some cruise lines also offer laundry service, but if you prefer to do it yourself, make sure to take some pods. Some of the rooms actually will give you a complimentary laundry service, so keep an eye out for that and double check if you think that you may qualify for that. It's usually the balcony rooms and higher, so yeah, double check on that. If you're traveling outside your home country, you want to make sure that you have some kind of phone or internet service. The cruise ship may have to contact you while you're out on the ports, or you may need to look at how to get back to the cruise ship. And what I did was just contact the service provider, which was AT&T. They told me it was $10 a day. But I know that you can also purchase SIM cards to work at the country that you are at. But the problem with that is if you're stopping at different countries, which I did, was Greece and then Turkey. And so I may have had to purchase 2 different ones, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I just went ahead and paid the $10 per day that I was using the internet service. If you have a snack that you're just like, I absolutely need to have this once a day or once every other day, make sure you take that with you. Snacks are not very common on the cruise that I did. So, if you love chocolate or whatever other candy or snack that you just love, make sure you take some with you. I know most phones are water resistant or waterproof nowadays, but I would encourage you to take a waterproof camera. That's kind of what it's meant for. I have the GoPro, and it comes with this hardy case here, and it came in handy for a lot of things when I was out on the ports, and I would encourage you to take one if you can. If you decide not to take an additional camera, you should take one of those lanyard things that will hold your phone and keep it from getting wet, or get one of those waterproof cases. I would hate to see you have your phone go out on you because it was in the water for too long or just absorb too much water. Make sure that you are taking a little Germix bottle wherever you're at. Extra precaution when you're traveling and trying different things on the go. You want to make sure that you are sanitized. Another small travel must-have is a little portable lotion. I have this goat milk hand cream. It comes in handy, especially if you're washing your hands a lot. Your hands can get dry, and you want to make sure that they're nice and hydrated. All right, I have one more packing list essential, and then I will also give you two additional bonus things that I think you should take with you. The first one is to carry a lip balm with you. If it doesn't have to be a UV protectant, but just carry a nice little lip balm that you trust and like, because if you're walking around a lot and you're not getting hydrated, your lips may get dry, or, if you just tend to have dry lips, this is good to carry. All right, bonus tip number one is eye drops. So you want to take these with you just in case your eyes get dry or whatever the case may be. These are good to take on any trip. All right, the second bonus and last tip that I have for you is to get one of these little Osmo gadgets here. They are great because they will help you stabilize your videos even more so than your phone can already. And it has a lot of cool little features with this guy, like tracking a person within the app. And they're just great to have. They're like a little tripod, but I would say even better.